These are 5 of the rarest pieces of my collection, so stay tuned. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you 5 of the rarest pieces of my collection. But before we start, I want to say one thing. The term rare, in my opinion, gets used a little bit too often among collectors. Not everything is rare just because it's from the 90s. This being said, let's start with number 5, which is this. This is the Props demo tape. This is the very first Props video, or actually it's a demo of the very first issue that came out in April 1994, and we all know Props then went on to become the biggest, the most important video magazine in this history of BMX, I would say. So this is a pretty cool piece, and it's quite rare. I haven't seen too many of these, and even Chris Rife, one of the founders of Props, once told me that he doesn't even have one. So this is pretty cool. Number four are these pegs. These are Bikework chubby pegs, and if you've never seen them before, don't worry. I'm guessing a lot of people haven't, because these were made by a very small company. I got these off a guy who knew the guys who made them, and the only rider I remember running these on his bike was Chase Wynn, who ran these on his black Hoffman Big Daddy around that time. Other than that, I can't tell you much about Bikeworks or the chubby pegs because you can't find any information about them online. So anyways, I just wanted to show you some rare pegs, and by rare I don't mean they're worth a lot of money, but they are rare. Number three is this. Now you might think this is a King Liberty frame, and you're somewhat correct. A King Liberty frame is rare, but this thing is even rarer because I don't even know what it is. Now let me tell you the story about this. A few years ago I was looking for a King Liberty, and a guy hit me up and he said, "Hey, I have a frame that looks like a King Liberty, but a few things are different. This has a 1/8 head tube instead of the 1-inch head tube. It has a blowhole here at the end of the top tube. I don't know if you can see it. It has no extra gussets, 14 mil dropouts. Other than that, the specs are absolutely identical." So I did some research, and it turns out that this frame came from a guy that used to work for Boss Bicycles, and Boss Bicycles actually produced the King Liberty frames when they were made in the US. They were only made for about a year or so, and then Boss actually came out with their own version of the King Liberty frame. At least that's what it looks like. A frame called the Boss Butthead. But the Butthead, while looking almost identical and having the same measurements, had different dropouts. Not these dropouts, but bigger dropouts, and a few other things were different. So this is something in between of the two frames. So maybe someone at Boss made his own King Liberty version with a bigger head tube, or it was a prototype for the Butthead frame. I don't know. But what I did was put some King stickers on it, put a Boss sticker on it, and I call this the King Butthead. Number two are these KHE forks. They're called the Schlachtschiff forks or battleship forks, and these were the very first forks KHE released, and these are pretty special because of the way how they are designed and made, because these are made of different parts that were kind of stuck together and then fixed with screws and bolts, and they had this special system with the screw-on pegs that you could screw directly on the axle, between the mounts here, and that would take the pressure off the axle, because back then obviously axles would bend all the time. So Thomas Goering and his brother, the founders of KHE, thought of this way how to prevent axles from bending, and yeah, they came up with this crazy idea, crazy looking fork. Very rare. I've only seen a few sets over the years, and haven't actually tried them out. The downside, of course, of this system is that you can only use them with these packs. Can't run these forks with any other packs, or because it's simply just not going to work. Well, KHE has always been very innovative. They actually invented a lot of cool stuff, and it's just a great company, very innovative, and yeah, cool forks. And here is number one. And if the stuff that I've showed you before wasn't rare enough for you, then this certainly will be, because this is a one-of-a-kind bike. This is Jay Mirren's old Hoffman-Bike's Punisher prototype. People know this is the Punisher. Jay told me that they had a few names in mind, like the Crusher, Jay Airlines, the Punisher. Since it was never released, it never officially got a name. But this was a prototype made by Chris Gag, and the frame was made in 1995, and Jay wrote this throughout 95. Unfortunately, it never was released. It never made it into production because, as you know, Jay left Hoffman Bikes, started riding for Schwinn. He took the frame with him, kept riding it until his Schwinn signature frame was ready. That's why it has a Schwinn badge on the head tube. Yeah, it has the famous bottle opener in the top tube. Certainly would have become an awesome signature frame. Jay kept this frame over 20 years and then was kind enough to pass it on to me, so I'm very honored, very stoked that I have this, and I built it up exactly the way Jay rode his bike. There's a lot of rare parts on this. Maybe I'm gonna make a video about it someday. So that's it. Let me know what you think. Let me know what rare parts you have. Let me know what you want to see in the future. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace out.